Proverbs 12:4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. What a precious proverb. A virtuous woman is noble, gracious, diligent, and a loving woman. She faithfully honors and pleases her husband. He's thankful and rejoices in God's goodness to him through her. But an odious woman shames her husband and slowly kills him on the inside by selfishness, stubbornness, foolishness, or unfaithfulness. The word crown here is a simple metaphor. A crown honors a person. Kings wear crowns for the honor of their office, and athletes wear crowns to honor their sporting achievements. A great wife honors her husband by the pleasure and esteem she brings, and she also crowns his authority by her submission and that which she requires of her children. A crown is a piece of jewelry, and a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. On the other hand, rottenness in his bones is a simple simile, a comparison that gives itself away by using the word as. Bones are the support of your anatomy, and rottenness in your bones is fatal trouble for your body. Ask anyone with advanced leukemia. An odious wife causes horrible grief to a man's mind and distress to his soul. In public, he's ashamed he's married to her. In private, he's deeply wounded in his heart. It's a painful affliction. A woman can hardly understand it, for she was made for him, not he for her. Christian woman, humble yourself before this proverb and its warning. Forget what you think about yourself. Forget what your mother tells you. Even forget what your husband tells you. His praise is not the measure. That's not nearly good enough. A man who feels maritally trapped without a crown of gold may think or say a crown of glory is good, especially in a weak moment, when he needs something or his approval is expected. Your husband was not likely told you the truth. If you ask him, he still may not. Consider it well. It's hard for a husband to deeply criticize his wife, especially in matters as intimate and personal as marriage and your womanhood. Men also fear the consequences of interrupted domestic tranquility. They resent having to explain the obvious again, or they may not believe it will do any good anyway. He is likely not as pleased as you think. Stop kidding yourself that you're virtuous. Others know better. Virtue is very objective and visible. Your self-righteous and conceited opinions are deceitful. If you think the criticism too harsh, think about these three things. An odious wife is one of the great curses of life. We find that in Proverbs 30. Internal bone disease is worth a little effort to get your attention. And saving a man's life takes desperate measures, especially stopping such torturous murder. A bad wife is more bitter than death, according to the experienced Solomon. The character and conduct that makes a woman virtuous are as visible to others as her appearance. A truly gracious woman is highly respected by all others at all times. But the stench of the odious woman cannot be hidden, no matter what she thinks of herself. Most people only see the hairy and smelly pig when told it has a ring and a 24-karat gold. Humble yourselves. Let Solomon teach you something. Your children also know. They had you psychoanalyzed when you were young from seeing you interact with your husband. They knew if their father was happy and content with a wonderful wife, or if he was slowly rotting from neglect, loneliness, or frustration. You will cost yourself both sons and daughters, for they will resent you for hurting their father and being so much less than they want to be or to have in a marriage. Harsh words today, but I hope you take them to heart.